Hello, everybody, and welcome to this extension of our latest Marketer user group, Sydney, that was held on the 21st of September 2023. This request came from a number of people who could not attend the session and were very interested in what can ChatGPT do. So it's my pleasure today to be here and to present the next exciting world, the exciting world of ChatGPT. So, in a nutshell, what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT was created by OpenAI. So when you think about ChatGPT, you think about the company who created ChatGPT is OpenAI. ChatGPT is your instance. This is where you play with, you enter your prompts and you get your answers. Then you got to choose from different models. You go model 3.5 turbo, earliest model, or you get the latest one, which now ChatGPT Plus or ChatGPT 4. Okay, so today we're going to be playing with ChatGPT 3.5. The reason why this is a free version, so it's accessible to everybody, and I want to show what can people do with ChatGPT free version, in ChatGPT, but also using ChatGPT in Marketer. Some key fact and statistic about ChatGPT. For me, the one that stands out the most is ChatGPT surpassed 1 million users in 5 days. That is awesome. Facebook did surpass 1 million users in 10 months back in 2004, 2005. So different times, but to get 5 million users in 5 days, I think that's incredible. And that, for me, that sets the benchmark of what's to come. So, as I said, ChatGPT 3.5 is available with also ChatGPT 4, and ChatGPT 3.5 was released to the public in November 2022, and since it has taken off like crazy. It's awesome. Fact you should know about ChatGPT as well, the model has been trained up until September 2021. Why? Because with ChatGPT or OpenAI don't want people to be able to play with real data. ChatGPT has a lot of data, as you can read here, 570 gigabytes of text data, which is crazy. So there's a lot of information that can ChatGPT source from, but let's not play with real data because it can become very dangerous. What can ChatGPT help you with? So ChatGPT can do a number of things. You can ask ChatGPT to create you a workout plan. You can ask ChatGPT to summarize, extract data, give a sentiment about a text, about a review, about a feedback. You can have some type of emotion. You can write your prompt with different tones. You can have a casual tone, a professional tone, a funny tone, any tone you want. I wrote one, it was very funny, about write like Donald Trump. And it was like, write a text like Donald Trump. And that was just hilarious. You can do multiple tasks at within one prompt. You can ask ChatGPT to say, okay, analyze this text. Universal translator, it translates actually any text in any languages, which is awesome. So let's say a use case where you manage, or there's an IT team who's managing team globally around the world, but they don't speak the same language. No problem. Ask ChatGPT, enter the prompt, spit out the response in different language, and you can send that to your team. Easy done in a few seconds, rather than spending a lot of time having a translator doing so. ChatGPT, you can write emails based, you can write subject lines, you can do a lot of stuff. Now, I'm going to be showcasing a few use cases that I've put together. And the first use case we're going to talk about is how can ChatGPT help you create a workflow? And for this example, I'm going to using cart abandonment journey. To use ChatGPT, you don't need to be technical. You can ask ChatGPT to write code for you, and you can use that code, for example, Python code, to do some data analysis. Or you can ask, in this case, a mermaid code to generate that workflow. So the benefit of using ChatGPT, it's really about team collaboration. You can make change on the fly. You have that tool that can generate that workflow. And if you, as a team, identify any gaps or anything that you need to change, you can change that on the fly. It's really cost effective. It doesn't cost you hardly any money to use ChatGPT. And you can do it in a free tool to visualize the results. And like I said before, again, it's accessible for non-technical users. So people without any coding skills can still contribute to your design. The way it works, the 3 simple steps. The first one, you tell ChatGPT what to do. Very important. The prompt is the most important part of the ChatGPT experience. Tell ChatGPT, this is my cart abandonment journey. I want to create a workflow, and please generate that workflow as a code, because I want to use that code to generate that workflow into my visualization tool. It's called Draw.io. So Mermaid is your code, and once you created your prompt, ChatGPT will generate a response, and you pick that code and put into your tool, visualization tool. So let me show you how in the live environment this is working. So here I've got my ChatGPT instance. I've entered the different steps that I want ChatGPT to create, and this is my Mermaid code. So as you can see, using Mermaid code as follows. So what you can do is highlight everything or copy whatever you want to do. You copy the code and you go to your Draw.io instance. From there, you access your Mermaid tab, you remove that data, and you just simply, with the Control V or Command V, paste that code and insert. And voila. In a matter of seconds, you have created a workflow using ChatGPT and Mermaid code. Thank you. So next use case, we're going to use ChatGPT to help us create a segmentation. So for this example, we're going to be looking at the industry field, industry segmentation. So as you probably will set up a segmentation in Marketo, you create your segmentation, then you create your sub-segmentation and associate all of your categories via the smart list within each sub-segmentation. When I go back and look at my smart list, I can see that I got my industry fields that are already filled, and I want to retain that data, but I want ChatGPT to use that data to create that industry segmentation. It's 1, 2. So to help us create that smart segmentation in Marketo, we're going to be using a Marketo feature called webhooks. So webhooks in Marketo is a feature that allows you to set up real-time communication or pass data between your Marketo instance and external applications such as CRMs or dashboards. So for example, you can send data to a dashboard using a webhook in Marketo in real time. You can use a webhook to format phone numbers based on country codes. You can use a webhook to route leads to your CRM. So there's a number of things you can do with webhooks in Marketo. So in this example, we're going to be using ChatGPT and a webhook. Things you should know about webhook is webhooks cannot be used in a batch campaign. So here on the right-hand side, there's a little feature that's been released by Marketo not so long ago, and that feature gives you the ability to visualize your smart campaign workflow. So what best to show you that feature with this example here. Because I cannot use a webhook in the batch campaign, what I'm doing, I'm creating a trigger campaign, which is located here, and then in the flow step, I'm adding the webhook of my choice. When I create my batch campaign to call that webhook, I'm requesting that trigger campaign, which then can do the job for me. So when I call the batch campaign call the trigger campaign, and trigger campaign we call the webhook. That's how it works. So that's Marketo site. But for those who haven't seen it yet, I encourage anybody to go to their Smart Campaign and have a look for that little button where it will show you your Smart Campaign workflow, and you can show that to your team, so which is a cool feature of Marketo. So now, how we configure the webhook. So to configure the webhook, you need a few things. The first thing you'll need is, as you can see here, URL. You'll need your OpenAI API URL. So that's what we can call ChatGPT. First thing. Second thing, you'll need your OpenAI API key. So you need to set up an account in OpenAI, grab that OpenAI API key, and then insert it into your webhook configuration. The third thing you need is to create a template. You need to tell the webhook what to do. And what we're going to do here, we're going to tell the webhook to contact ChatGPT via the model 3.5 Turbo. So this structure here is a JSON file format, okay, and this is widely available on OpenAI website. So, and then you have a few examples, and then you can configure to whatever you want to achieve in your webhook. So in this example, the very simple one, I've created that file format. I got my model, GPT 3.5 Turbo. Then level 0, I'm having my messages, and then I got my list of arrays with my role and my content. And within my content, this is where I am creating my prompt, my ChatGPT prompt. And in this case, I'm telling ChatGPT to return the category without any quotes or additional text, and categorize my industry field into the following categories. So just to make sure, I don't want to overwrite my industry field. I've created another field, and where I tell in my webhook for ChatGPT to populate that field. Okay, so we're going to make sure we are aligned. Do not want to overwrite your industry field. Those categories, they're the categories we have set up in our segmentation earlier. When we create our segmentation and sub-segment, that's where we entered our categories. So that's what ChatGPT is going to do. It's going to look for that industry field, and based on the industry field, it's going to categorize based on my list that I've got here. So once I press submit, my batch campaign calls the webhook calls ChatGPT, and my response goes into my industry segmentation. So I do not touch my industry field, and my industry segmentation gets populated with those categories. So as you can see here, we've got education remains education, retails becomes retail, and so on and so forth. And the good thing is also that happens in real time is that ChatGPT will actually translate that industry field into that industry category. So I've Googled those couple of words here, as you can see, 2 Chinese industry word, and they are actually related to the healthcare and retail industry. So that is, as you can imagine, there is a massive gain of time in not having to go through a large list of industry field, 1 and 2, having them to translate. So this is what the benefits of using ChatGPT can help you with in using smart segmentation. Next step is, once you have approved your segmentation and launched your batch campaign in Marketo, then your segmentation will start to populate. And as you can see here, those fields starting to get populated with the right category. So here we are, a quick demo on how can ChatGPT help you create segmentation using webhooks in Marketo. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. So for next use case, we're going to be talking about predictive lead scoring and how can ChatGPT help you do some predictive lead scoring in Marketo. So we're going to be using a different technology this time, and I'll get to that a bit later. But first of all, predictive list scoring, it's basically a data-driven approach, using historical data and machine learning. So in the case of ChatGPT, what we do, we're going to be creating a prompt, and a prompt based on several factors. So we're going to be targeting a few kind of a data field in Marketo, such as job title, industry, company size, company name, not so much, but I'll put it in there. So as you can see in this slide, the prompt that we're going to enter is a bit different, and it's quite longer, right? And for obvious reasons, because we want to give ChatGPT that information that we really want to for that list scoring, predictive list scoring. So first of all, as an intro, you explain who you are, what you do, and what you sell. Then we got 6 points where we said, okay, I want you, Mr. ChatGPT, to target those personas, so marketing managers and operation professionals. My ideal customer profile will emphasize on B2B tech company. Okay, and if ChatGPT can see if it's not a B2B tech company, then we want to reduce the score. That industry as well. So we're going to provide industries, and if you're not in the B2B tech space from an industry perspective, or the field is missing, for example, I just want to reduce that score as well. I want to talk to decision makers. So, seniority, level, impact is crucial. Also, I don't want to talk to small company. I want to talk to company 1,000 employees more. And then I can explore also some pain point alleviation. So I made that up in this prompt, but you can come up with anything you like based on your product. And the last but not the least is, how do you want ChatGPT to format the response? In this case, I'm saying, okay, Mr. GPT, I want you to give me a score to start with between 1 and 100. And I want you to provide 3 reasoning bullet points. The reason why I'm doing that is that if I provide the sales team, a score lead and say, okay, this lead is 67 score, it has a score of 67. But what does that mean exactly? Is that we know it's a potential lead, but is that worth looking into it, or is that not worth looking into it? On what basis? So by providing a reasoning behind it, that will really help. So to do so, what we're going to do, we're not going to be using webhook, we're going to be Zapier. So for those who don't know Zapier, it's an iPass tool that helps you, pass data from one digital tool to another. So for example, in this case, I'm using Zapier to pass data from Marketo to ChatGPT and then back to Marketo. You can use Zapier with webhooks. So for example, we can use a webhook in Zapier to send data from Marketo to a dashboard, for example. But in this case, we're going to stick around just Zapier. So there's 5 very simple steps. The first one, I ask Zapier to listen to a campaign where a lead is added to a list. As soon as a lead is added to a list, okay, so let's say your first name in Marketo, you just enter Marketo's database. I'm going to do some predictive scoring on you based on the data and make sure that you have the data. So add that to a list. Then section number 2, we configure the chat. So this is where all the magic happens. I enter my prompt, I enter all the details I want the response to be, and also I'm adding all those fields. So the job title, the company name, the industry, the website, and the company size. Then when ChatGPT is going to give my answer back, it's going to give that as a block, right? It's going to give my score plus the 3 reasons. So I want to split that. So in Zapier, you can do a couple of things. You can use the extract function, or you can write some Python code if you want to have fun, and then you can extract that data directly in Zapier. So in this case, I will extract my number. So here we can see that the company scored 20 points, and then I will also ask Zapier to extract data from the separator as a dash little dot here and split that text. So when Zapier pulls the data, and then it pulls it into a different formatting, and then I can map data back into Marketo for that. So once Zapier has finished with its process and has analyzed all the data, it's time to check what the result is in Marketo. So straight away, we can see that we have a predictive lead scoring, and we have a reasoning per user, which is great. The other thing I do as well is based on a score from 0 to 45, for example. You're a bad fit from 46 to 70, you're potential, and from 71 to 100, you're a good fit, as an example. The reason why I'm doing these two things, first one is I don't want to give sales a random number. Yeah, this person is a 65. What does that mean? I'd rather say, oh, okay, this is a potential fit, and this is the reason why. Also, the other reason is you can use good potential or bad fit into your campaign, for example, into a nurture, as an example. The other thing you can do as well is start to do some analysis. So that's where you can extract your data, put that into an Excel file, and you start analyzing what your human decision, good fit, versus your ChatGPT predictively scoring, and your lead scoring versus ChatGPT lead scoring. And by comparing these two, you can start to understand, okay, there's some similarity here, but here there's some gaps. I need to look further. And the first step, I will say, using ChatGPT is always go back to your prompt and test your prompt again, and trying to improve, try to train your model so you can get better outcomes. So there we go. This is how you can use ChatGPT to process your predictive lead scoring. Hope you enjoyed it. So for today's use case, we're going to be talking about how can ChatGPT help you summarize data. So let's say, for example, you have a retail e-commerce website with hundreds of reviews, whether they're customer reviews or product reviews. You got lots of reviews, but very little time to actually understand what the customer is saying about your product or about your company. So through survey management today, I'm going to try to explain how you can do that using ChatGPT. Why am I using survey? Well, I think survey, it's a great feature, I will say, of part of your end-to-end campaign. And this is where you can actually get feedback on how you went, how your event performed, how your product is performing, or how your customer feel about your company. And this is a great way to capture that up. So in this example here today, we've done a live demo. I asked the audience through a QR code to access a web page that I created, a Marketo web page with a Marketo form, as you can see on the left-hand side here. And the audience has answered the question. I don't know, there's about 30, 40 people in the audience today. But while I'm talking to the audience, I'm going to have ChatGPT extracting data for me and doing the job that it will probably take me hours or if not days to do so. So I've created my form, and I'm creating my prompt that I'm going to insert into my webhook as a JSON format. I'm saying, based on the survey answers, provide a summary of how the user feels about his experience. Was it positive and negative? I'm adding the questions, and I'm also going to be providing per user the answers. Once I press submit on the form, that information is sent to ChatGPT. And in this example here, which I did before the Marketo user group, is the response from ChatGPT saying, yep, the event, the user experience was positive. They attended before, they're likely to attend again. They like the agenda, however, they didn't like the food. which actually what says in my form. So that's awesome. Here's a quick look of how the system has worked. I got my ChatGPT was called by the webhook, and also I can see that my field when I'm mapping the response from ChatGPT changed from null to the answer. So this is awesome. But I cannot really give that to my marketer, because I said to my marketer, I'll help you with putting the data and the visualization. So what I've done, I've created a dashboard with another webhook when I'm pushing not only the data, the answers from the survey, which is being captured here and then put into some visualization pies here, but I'm actually putting the data into the dashboard, and each and every single ChatGPT response for each single user is actually in the dashboard. So all of a sudden, and then in this case, I can't show you because if you click on the comment, it will highlight that user and it will highlight the responses. So that's quite interactive. So in a matter of seconds, I have pulled data from a marketer form, I put into some visualization tool, and I've got a ChatGPT who has provided a summary for each of the users. But that's great, but we can take that a step further. The step further is, why would I summarize those actual survey feedback in one feedback? Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, I want to understand how the event went overall. Here I've got 31 surveys, so 31 survey feedback. I could read through every single of them, have an idea. But let's say you have 400 or 100, it's take you forever. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to do it. And just to do it again, I'm creating another webhook where I'm asking, hey, Mr. ChatGPT, can you please provide me a summary of the 31 answers that you provided, and let me know what are the negative comments. So here, the summary is that the market user group was considered a success. The agenda was well scheduled and organized. However, there's some negative comments. Sessions were too long, okay? And the timing of the session. So some people rather have that at lunchtime. Great. So in conclusion, it was a well-run event. We just need to be mindful about the length of each of the session next time, and maybe provide a new time slot. So while I was doing that demo, ChatGPT was doing the whole work in the back end, and I just have to get back and provide that to my peers or managers once the event is completed. So yeah, here's an example how you can extract, summarize data using ChatGPT in Marketo. Thank you. 1, 2. So let's look at some of the best practice and limitation within ChatGPT. Looking at best practice, the first one will be, you need to start with some clear objectives. What are you trying to achieve before you type any question in ChatGPT? By doing so, you understand what you want to do, and that will help you actually setting up the model effectively. Secondly, prompt. Use your prompt effectively. You need to thoughtfully design your prompt to get the better response, and to do so, you need to provide as much context as you can and as much detail as you can about what are you trying to achieve. Number 3, to me, is always have a fallback mechanism. In this case, have someone check your answers and fine-tune, recheck your answers. You cannot take any answer from ChatGPT for granted. So check your answers and use a human interaction to do so. Some of the limitation in ChatGPT, as we know, ChatGPT has been trained up until September 2021. So ChatGPT is not capable of learning real-time data right now. It's not feasible. Secondly, in ChatGPT, do not enter any sensitive like financial data or personal, like email or home address data into the model. This is not recommended at all. Also, you got to be aware that the model can sometimes produce biased or political sensitive data. So this is something you need to check again in your ChatGPT generated response. Make sure that you look for this kind of information, as well as ChatGPT sometimes will not provide the right information. So this presentation is now coming to an end. I hope it was insightful. It was fun to present at the market or user group. It was fun putting this video together, although as you can tell, I'm not a video maker professional, but I'm learning. So hope you had fun. Hope to see you next time at the next market or user group in Sydney, and have a great day. Thank you.